I 31/5 family resent my children, especially my son /mo, because of who their father 32/me is. I have twins, a boy and a girl. My son looks so much like his father, and the resemblance grows the older he gets. I feel like the more my son looks like his dad, the less my family can bear to look or interact with. My dad and brother avoid holding him, and they very rarely give him any sort of attention. They're better with my daughter, but even with her I feel like they secretly resent her for her father is. When my soon-to-be ex-husband and I split, it caused a lot of problems for my family. I didn't know my brother had borrowed money from my in-laws, and they basically screwed him over because of me, and it caused a huge chain of stressful events for my family. My brother lost everything. My parents almost lost their house trying to help him, and my dad ended up having a heart attack caused by the stress. I feel like because they hate Mike so much, they can't separate my children from him. They have never said it, but I feel like it's obvious that they secretly resent them, especially since most of what happened was because my ex felt I was trying to take his children away from him, and this was his retaliation. It doesn't help that I've recently had to see my ex and his family around my children, and they treat them how I wish my family would treat me right now. I live with my parents while I finish my degree, but I've been contemplating moving back in with my ex. I don't want my children to be around people who resent them for where half of their DNA came from. I love my family, and I know they love me, but I need to do what is right for my children. I've spoken to my ex, and he is willing to agree to us moving back in with him, but I suspect it will come with strings attached. I don't know what to do. I've spoken to my parents, and they deny everything, even though it's so obvious to me. They don't want me to go back to my ex, but I need to put my children first, and I feel living in a home where half the occupants resent you isn't in their best interest. What should I do? Is this the right choice, or am I making a mistake? Too long, don't read. Almost ex-husband financially screwed my brother over, which caused a chain of reactions that led to a lot of stress for my family. I feel like because of this, they resent my children, especially my son who looks so much like his dad. So, to recap, you divorced 2 years ago over some misunderstanding. Edit, you thought he cheated, but he hadn't. He refused to prove it. You refused to let him see his child be born. Things devolved quick. While married, your brother went behind your back and secretly borrowed a house, losing life, ruining amount of money from your in-laws because it was no big deal, as you were family. Edit, your brother borrowed substantial startup capital from your field because they were also family friends. Okay, you got divorced. It got very nasty, child contact weaponized. So Phil demanded his investment back. How exactly could they screw him over? Unless he was stupid enough to do this informally, he signed a contract with them. He has to keep to the terms of it, as they did. Your parents make the choice to bail your brother out, nearly ruining themselves. Blamed this on your husband. Then, for 2 whole years, your parents and brother resent and don't show love to your little kids because they look like your ex-husband. Despite what sounds like an incredibly nasty divorce over something he didn't actually do, your ex is willing to let his ex-wife move back in with him full-time, just so his kids don't need to live in a toxic household. Despite the drama and what sounds like a serious family feud, your ex-in-laws, unlike your parents, shower your kids with love and respect. Lady, I have to say, as hard as you're trying to spin your ex as a vindictive baddie, it really sounds like you and your family is the toxic one. If your ex is truly a vindictive asshole, no, you remove your kids from one bed place to another. You put yourself in a potential domestically controlling situation, not to mention substantially weakening your claim to majority custody and blowing up your relationship with your family. If your parents aren't being abusive, just standoffish, get your degree done, get yourself on your feet, and set up your life without relying on anyone toxic. If you're getting an inkling that maybe you and your family made this situation so bad, get yourself into therapy first. You have a lot to work through to get out of that mindset. At the end of the day, shit communication and lack of trust on both sides destroyed your relationship one. The whole point is to provide a healthy, loving house for the kids to grow up in. That means co-parenting with your ex. Honestly, it sounds like you are regretting leaving him and want to slide back into how it was. But how it was ended in a divorce. You go back without working on your communication and mindset. You both are just gonna drag in the same broken toxic dynamic that landed you in this mess. That's no good for anyone and won't have a happy ending. Case to point. Do you want to get back together? Does he? If not, how long do you want to stay? What is your exit plan /time? What is rent/child support going to look like while you are there and after you leave? What are these suspected strings? Real adult talk time. Are you going to fill in the details that you purposely left out? Or ... You know there's information missing here that people need to be able to give you relevant answers. Info moving in with your ex. Will this be getting back together? Or two divorced parents sharing a household with the children? Your brother borrowing money? Unbeknownst to you from your in-laws, and that nearly leading to financial ruin in your family. Did your brother borrow a large sum informally, and they called on the loan when you and your husband split? This is just foreign to me. What happened here?